My beloved child, I invite you to draw near this moment, resting your thoughts and allowing every worry to melt away as you listen to my heart, which beats with unwavering affection for you. I am always here, ever present, making it certain that not even the smallest detail of your life escapes my notice. And I promise that you will never face any challenge alone, for I stand ready to shield you from storms and gently guide your steps through every valley. Do not allow thoughts of insignificance to linger in your mind, because I have seen your value from the very beginning, and I will never cease to nurture, protect, and uplift you. Breathe deep and let your heart absorb the calm assurance that I hold you in my embrace, cherishing who you are. Walk forward in hope, confident that I lead you continually into greater realms of peace and purpose. I call you by name with the tenderness of a faithful shepherd, promising that your identity was never a random occurrence but a carefully crafted expression of my divine intentions, and I desire that you live daily in the light of my perfect plan. I understand the questions that sometimes invade your thoughts, the restless nights when doubt attempts to settle in. Yet I speak peace over every inner turmoil you face. I will not abandon you in your uncertainties. Rather, I wait for you with open arms, longing to hush every fear and replace it with unbreakable confidence in the love that birthed you into this world. Rejoice in the knowledge that you are my treasured creation, made with a significance that transcends your own comprehension. Stand firmly in this promise of worth, anticipating the marvelous works I am unfolding in your life. I know that your heart thirsts for true acceptance, genuine guidance, and a steadfast companion through every stage of life, and I am here to supply you with all of these in abundant measure. I laid the cornerstones of your being, weaving purpose into the fabric of your soul, so never doubt the sacredness of your existence, nor think your birth was some cosmic accident. Open your eyes to the reality that my grace envelops every fiber of who you are, and I will continue to walk alongside you, ensuring that you remain under the canopy of my everlasting care. Rest secure in this unwavering devotion, for I have charted your course with the greatest precision, ensuring blessings and growth in every season to come. I fashioned you with intent, crafting the details of your life so intricately that the sum of your experiences, personalities, talents, and passions are all part of a master design. I see reflections of my glory in you, glimmers of greatness that shine brightest when your heart is tuned to my voice. Do not think of yourself as unremarkable. You are steeped in the essence of divinity, carrying the imprint of my love in every cell of your being, like a hidden gem waiting to dazzle the world. Trust that I cherish your presence, that I watch over you more vigilantly than a mother with her newborn, and that I take immense delight every time you allow your spirit to connect with mine. Step forward in courage, for my favor goes before you, opening doors that no one can shut. I rejoice in you every morning, awakened by your first breath of the day, stirred by the very mention of your name, because you bring joy to my heart. I marvel at the ways you respond in kindness to those around you, at your resilience when confronted by challenges, and at your hunger for deeper spiritual truth. Never underestimate the wonder of your reflection in my eyes, for I see the potential that stirs inside you, potential that can move mountains if nurtured by faith. Do not allow the harshness of the world to rob you of your sense of destiny, for I planted seeds of promise within you, and I will water them faithfully, ensuring they grow into a glorious harvest. Anticipate miracles, for that is the language of my kingdom. I know the sleepless nights you endure, the moments you lay awake replaying the events of the day, feeling anxiety creep in like a silent intruder. I have witnessed those tearful prayers you whisper in the lonely hours, believing no one hears you. Yet I am there, listening, absorbing every word, every sob, every silent plea. You do not walk through the darkness alone, for my presence envelops you more closely than the night's air, and I am actively working all things together for your good, weaving your pain into the tapestry of a greater redemption. I invite you to release your burdens onto my shoulders, for they were never meant to weigh you down. Allow me to transform your struggles into testimonies of resilience and courage that will speak life into others who watch your journey. I see the longing in your heart for security, for a safe refuge where you can breathe freely without the weight of expectations, judgments, or unspoken pressures. Take refuge in me, for I am your fortress, an unshakable tower that stands tall in every tempest life brings. Do not fear the accusations that swirl around you, the voices that suggest you are unworthy or incapable, because I am your mighty defender, challenging every lie with the truth of your immeasurable worth. Hold fast to the knowledge that my strength is perfected in your weakness, that my grace outlasts every limitation, and that my plan is unstoppable even when obstacles appear insurmountable. Be still and know I am God, comforting you in your most fragile hours. I understand your deepest insecurities, the ones you hide behind forced smiles or beneath layers of busyness, hoping no one notices. I stand with you in the midst of your silent battles, promising that you never need to face them alone, because my eyes perceive the unspoken burdens of your soul, and my heart resonates with empathy. Do not be ashamed of your struggles, for they do not diminish your identity as my precious child. Rather, they illuminate your need for my guiding hand, and my love grows even more radiant in your honest vulnerabilities. I move toward you with compassion that soothes every wound, no matter how long you have carried it, and I will not rest until you experience healing from the inside out. Step toward my light, confident that your hidden aches will be gently and fully addressed by my unwavering care. I see you when you question whether you have what it takes to step into your calling, or whether your past disqualifies you from fulfilling the destiny I have placed upon you. I declare that your mistakes do not overshadow the future I have ordained, for my redemption story is mightier than any shortcoming. Let go of the shame and regret, for I cast your failures as far as the east is from the west, remembering them no more, and clothing you instead with righteousness that flows from my own grace. Embrace the new day with a fresh perspective, as my mercies greet you each sunrise, painting the horizon with the promise of a second chance. Stand boldly in the truth that my love never wavers, always holding you safely in place. I understand that sometimes you grapple with disappointment, especially when life fails to turn out as you hoped, or when prayers seem unanswered. Know this: I am never deaf to your cries. I gather every tear in a bottle, and I remain intimately involved in the details of your life, orchestrating events you might only comprehend later. I ask you to trust me in the in-between times, in the waiting rooms of your destiny, confident that my wisdom and timing surpass your own. Wait on me with expectancy, for I am both Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end of your story, and the chapters I pen for you will reflect my goodness. Rejoice in the reassurance that nothing is wasted in my hands, for I weave everything together for outcomes that bless you and glorify my name. I invite you to rest, truly rest, from the ceaseless striving that the world often demands, urging you to do and prove more, to run faster and measure up to impossible standards. I alone can offer the kind of rest that settles not only your physical body but your spirit as well, calming the relentless churn of what-ifs and if-onlys. Do not carry the weight of your burdens any longer. Place them on my shoulders, for I am strong enough to bear them without falter. Allow my presence to be your sanctuary, a place where your soul breathes freely and your mind finds clarity. Retreat into this peace as often as you need, for it is your birthright as my beloved child. I am your shield, raised high against the arrows of doubt that try to pierce your heart with insecurity, confusion, or despair. Never forget that I stand as a wall of fire around you, defending you even when unseen forces conspire to derail the destiny I have laid out for your life. Cling to this assurance, letting it nourish your faith, for my track record is flawless, and my word never returns void. In every battle, you are not alone. I field the brunt of attacks that you may not even realize are aimed at you, because my love sets guard over you day and night. Rest easy, child, in the knowledge that no weapon formed against you will ever truly prosper under my vigilant watch. I am your refuge in every storm that rises, whether it's an external tempest of adversity or an internal whirlwind of emotions. Run to me, and I will shelter you beneath the wings of my faithfulness, surrounding you with a grace that remains unshaken by the fury of the winds. Hold on to me, the anchor of your soul, and I promise you will not be swept away or drowned in the waves of hardship. Stand firm in the comfort of my abiding presence, for my voice can still the raging seas, bringing calm to the chaos within. Anticipate my deliverance, which arrives precisely when you think all hope has fled. I draw near to those who humbly acknowledge their weakness, letting my strength sustain them in every area where they feel lacking. Do not hesitate to approach me in prayer, even if your words are few and uncertain, for I cherish every syllable that reveals your heart. Come forth with your doubts, lay them at my feet, and watch as I gently replace them with convictions grounded in my truth. Always remember that prayer does not need pomp or ritual. It only requires sincerity and a willingness to open your soul to my love. Expect responses from me in ways large and small, through sudden inspiration, unexpected kindness from others, or the inexplicable peace that quiets your anxious mind. I receive your heartfelt sighs too, those tears that flow unbidden, and the prayers that remain unspoken because you cannot find the right words. I read the silent script of your pain as clearly as any spoken petition, and my compassion meets you right where you are. Give permission for my spirit to minister to your innermost wounds, trusting that your vulnerability in my presence paves the way for deeper healing. Lean on my promise that I make all things beautiful in their time, even the broken fragments you thought were beyond repair. Rejoice in knowing that I am intimately involved, even in the delicate intricacies of your sorrow and your silent pleas. I rejoice when you open your heart to me, whether in a quiet moment of reflection or during a hectic day when you pause to whisper my name. You please me when you yearn for my guidance, acknowledging that apart from me, all human wisdom falters. I stand ready to pour out heavenly insights that surpass your understanding, delivering clarity and direction that can only be attributed to my hand. Do not underestimate the significance of communion with me, for in that sacred exchange, your spirit aligns with eternal purposes beyond the scope of this world. Stand amazed at how your perspective shifts when you place the fullness of your life in my hands. I delight in your smallest acts of faith, those moments when you step out of your comfort zone, trusting that I have prepared the path even if you cannot see beyond the next step. Remember that faith is the seed that unlocks my storehouses of blessing, releasing into your reality the manifestations of my power. When you doubt, bring that doubt directly to me. Do not hide it in shame, for I can transform your questions into revelations that fortify your belief. Embrace the truth that faith grows through testing and trial, pushing roots deeper each time you persevere with hope in my promises. Reward yourself with the knowledge that I am more than able to honor every ounce of faith you invest in me. I am opening doors that you cannot yet perceive, aligning resources and opportunities, aligning hearts and minds, orchestrating events that lead you toward the destiny I have lovingly planned for you. Trust that even when one door closes, It is a redirection in my perfect wisdom, guiding you to the place your gifts can blossom most fully. Do not grieve every disappointment, for my grand design extends beyond your immediate line of sight, ensuring that no good thing is withheld from your future. Recognize my fingerprints in the timing of every occurrence, from the casual encounter that sparks inspiration to the sudden closure that propels you toward a different, divinely destined route. Gain confidence from the assurance that I, who began a good work in you, will see it to completion. I invite you to step into fresh possibilities, releasing the grip of past failures and regrets that attempt to chain you to yesteryear. You are not defined by your mistakes, for my redemption story rewrites every sorrow and misstep into avenues of deeper grace. Believe that I cause even the worst storms of your past to water the seeds of newfound purpose, turning wastelands into gardens of growth. Take my hand as I lead you into territories of healing you have not yet considered, believing wholeheartedly that transformation is within reach for every honest soul. Adopt the mindset of a new creation, free from the shackles of condemnation, and watch how I multiply your joy. I nourish the dreams placed deep within you, the dreams you've guarded since childhood, and the ones that seem to fade under the weight of adult responsibilities. Know that I am not against your aspirations. Rather, I am the source from which your truest hopes and visions spring, if they align with my heart for righteousness and love. Seek my wisdom to refine these dreams, to prune away selfish ambition, and cultivate kingdom-minded goals that bring light and goodness to others. When you yield your aspirations to me, I breathe life into them, empowering them with the vigor needed to flourish beyond your imagination. Trust that I delight in blessing your innermost desires when they resonate with my eternal plan. I celebrate every victory you achieve, no matter how minor it may appear in the eyes of the world, because each triumph reflects the fortitude I placed within you. Dare to give me credit for the successes you enjoy, acknowledging that while you work diligently, it is my favor that multiplies your efforts. Remain humble in prosperity, aware that all blessings flow from my gracious hand, and I never cease to be your primary provider and champion. When adversity knocks again, remember these moments of victory, letting them serve as testimonies of my faithfulness, propelling you to stand firm until you see my glory again. Worship with a heart of gratitude, for thankfulness is the key that keeps the channels of blessing open in your life. I understand the complexities of your relationships, the heartaches when misunderstandings arise, the yearning to be seen and valued by those you cherish. Trust that I see your desire for genuine connection, and I am poised to mend broken bridges when you invite me into those conflicts. Embrace my teaching that love is patient and kind, forgiving 70 times 7, not as a sign of weakness but as a reflection of divine power. You will not lose by offering compassion, for I replenish the love you pour out, returning it in measures you cannot fathom. Reflect my grace by letting your heart remain open, welcoming reconciliation and kindness, even when it costs you pride or convenience. I promise that no matter how often you stumble, I am on the journey with you, offering my hand to steady you, my voice to encourage you, and my presence to remind you of my unwavering devotion. Take heart in the reality that your imperfection does not surprise me, nor does it nullify the covenant I made to never leave you. I work tirelessly to sculpt your character, chiseling away fears and flaws, polishing the beauty of who you are intended to be in my plan. Yield to my transformative love, acknowledging that each hurdle you overcome refines you, making you more radiant in the reflection of my glory. Believe that with every trial, my grace is sufficient, fueling you to conquer obstacles for the sake of your testimony. I pour out my spirit to comfort you when you grieve, to guide you when you are lost, and to energize you with hope when despair tries to set in. Yes, you will face days that feel relentless, days when you wonder if you can endure another hour of the same struggle, but do not give in to resignation. I breathe life into what appears dead, shining a light that dissolves every shadow of depression, anxiety, or defeat. Embrace the fellowship of my spirit, acknowledging that you are part of a greater fellowship of believers, that you do not traverse this rugged path without companionship. Thrive in the unity that my love creates, for we stand together, weaving a tapestry of faith that brings my kingdom closer. I lift you out of the pitfalls of self-doubt, shining a lamp on your path so your steps are illuminated with the assurance of my guidance. Every time you question your capacity, remember that my strength is made perfect in your frailty, bridging the gap between your human limitations and my boundless provision. Turn your fears into fuel for seeking me more fervently, and you will find that I meet you at every crossroad with a timely answer or an inspired thought. Do not let your heart grow weary in the wait, for I do my greatest works in the hush of the waiting seasons, planting seeds that will bear fruit in due season. Trust that your faith, even as small as a mustard seed, is enough for me to display my might. I gently ask you to keep your gaze fixed on my promises, not on the storms swirling around you or the doubts clamoring within you. I understand the temptation to be swayed by the chaos, to let your perspective shrink under the weight of pressing trials, but I encourage you to look higher. Proclaim my word over your circumstances, echoing my truths that triumph over the illusions of hopelessness. Watch as I shift realities, healing bodies, restoring relationships, and providing resources in ways that only heaven could orchestrate. Marvel at how quickly your midnight can turn to dawn when you cling to the rock-solid anchor of my unwavering love. I gift you with the tools necessary to face each day, from a sound mind to a measure of faith that can spur you toward acts of kindness and bold steps of obedience. Do not belittle what I have placed within you, for my spirit resting upon you can accomplish far more than you dare to imagine. Quiet, the internal critic that says your contributions are insignificant, because I see every cup of water offered in my name, every small gesture of kindness, and I bless them richly. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who will spur you on, who will remind you of my promises when your eyes grow dim. Celebrate each moment of growth, aware that transformation is a process, and my hand remains upon you every step of the way. I wish to draw you into deeper prayer, not as a ritual but as a relationship, where you converse with me freely, revealing your hopes and fears, then listening for my gentle whisper of assurance. Breathe in the stillness of my presence, letting the clutter of the world fall away so you can attune your spirit to the frequency of heaven. Accept that I cherish these moments with you, that I respond with an outpouring of love beyond your comprehension. Embrace the power of prayer in community as well, joining with others to align your hearts under my lordship, setting the stage for miracles that feed the faith of many. Remain persistent in calling upon me, for I delight in availing my power to those who seek me in sincerity. I encourage you to remain humble, acknowledging that all the blessings that manifest in your life flow from my hands, and that pride has no place in the kingdom of heaven. Depart from the habits of comparison or envy, for such attitudes erode your sense of worth and blind you to the unique calling I have placed on you. Focus on your own lane, trusting that I have an individualized track for every soul, each path tailor-made to reveal my glory in diverse ways. Rejoice when you see others thriving, confident that I have a storehouse of blessings reserved for you as well. Stay planted in gratitude, for a thankful heart unlocks further revelations of my goodness. I stand with you in the daily struggles, in the simple tasks that seem mundane, reminding you that I am a God who values faithfulness even in the small. Understand that my kingdom is often built through quiet acts of obedience that the world may overlook. Lean on me for strength when fatigue sets in, trusting that I see your perseverance as an offering of love. Place your confidence in my unwavering presence, for I never sleep or grow weary. Rather, I watch over you meticulously. Take heart in the knowledge that every moment lived under my guidance contributes to a harvest that testifies of my grace. I prepare a future brimming with possibilities, carefully arranging circumstances so you can blossom at the right time, in the right place, among the right people. Look beyond the shadows of the present, for my blueprint extends into eternity, painting your life with vibrant colors of hope. Do not shrink back in fear, letting gloom eclipse your vision. Instead, lift your eyes and see that I am orchestrating a glorious outcome. Hold on to the truth that the trials of today can become the triumphs of tomorrow, if you keep your heart yielded to my shaping hands. Welcome the stirring of hope within you, for it signals my presence leading you onward. I long to see you walk into the fullness of your calling, to watch you embrace every gift I have granted you, and to witness you radiate my light in a world longing for direction. Think of the difference you can make when you walk in my footsteps, letting my compassion flow through your words and actions. Respond to the brokenness around you with empathy anchored in my love, for there is no soul beyond my reach, and I choose to work through you. Praise me in the daybreak and in the midnight hour, letting your worship be the torch that illuminates the path for others lost in darkness. Trust that I have equipped you with everything needed to bring forth solutions, healing, and comfort to a weary humanity. I bind up your wounds gently, applying the salve of my mercy where you have been hurt by the thoughtless words or actions of others. Forgive them as I have forgiven you, releasing the resentment that stunts your spiritual growth. Act in love, even when it feels undeserved, because grace carries the power to thaw the coldest hearts. Find rest in the knowledge that revenge is never your burden to bear, for I alone judge righteously, ensuring justice with perfect understanding. Look to me for healing in every dimension as I restore what was broken and create testimonies out of your deepest pains. I enfold you in my peace, commanding every tempest of anxiety to still, every flurry of panic to subside in the face of my infinite calm. Let my reassurance wash over you like a steady stream, cleansing you of tension, worry, and regrets about what has been or what might be. Trust that my sovereignty is sufficient to handle every variable you cannot control, and that my kindness sees every need you fail to articulate. Wait on me with patience, for I have never neglected to provide for my children, whether in the wilderness or in the abundance of promised lands. Walk boldly as you hold my hand, for my peace is a shield that dispels fear and confusion. I gently draw you to the revelation that your life is not random, your experiences not without purpose, for every thread weaves together to form a story that proclaims my goodness. Learn from the lessons that cross your path, for each trial offers wisdom and polishes your faith, and every blessing fosters gratitude and humility. Allow my word to guide you, meditating on scriptures that speak of my unwavering love and the covenant I have made with all who trust my name. Cherish the moments you sense my nearness, letting them become anchors of hope in future seasons that test your endurance. Revel in the certainty that you are known, loved, and purposed for greatness in my plan. I see the hidden potential within you that no one else recognizes, the gifts that remain dormant, waiting for the spark of my spirit to ignite them. Step forward when I call, for I never call you into a task without providing the strength and resources to fulfill it. Do not linger in comfort zones that inhibit your growth. Instead, step out onto the waters of faith, trusting that my hand will uphold you. Allow my love to be the motive for every venture you undertake, ensuring that you remain aligned with my heartbeat for a hurting world. Marvel at how I open the windows of heaven to support your sincere endeavors, fueling them with inspiration beyond your natural skill. I reveal my heart to you. It overflows with compassion for humanity, longing to draw every soul into reconciliation, wholeness, and abiding fellowship. Share my heart with others by displaying gentleness, empathy, and moral courage in your everyday interactions. Transform the atmosphere around you simply by letting kindness and authenticity flow from your spirit, refusing to succumb to cynicism. Embody the message of hope that you too have received, letting your life be a living letter that testifies of my transformative grace. Remain sensitive to the quiet nudges of my Spirit, who directs you to souls in need of encouragement, reminding them that there is a God who sees and cares. I embolden you to speak truth even in environments where compromise reigns and fear tries to muzzle righteousness. Remember that the truth, spoken in love, holds power to set captives free, to break chains of deception, and to usher in healing where hearts have grown calloused. Understand that your voice is a channel for my message, your empathy a conduit of my mercy, and your willingness to step forward a reflection of my unstoppable pursuit of every lost soul. Yield your mind and mouth to my wisdom so that you do not rely on your own understanding, but instead proclaim words drenched in my anointing. Watch as hardened hearts soften, taking small steps toward me because you chose to be faithful. I preserve the legacy of faith in your life, intending that it stretch beyond your years, impacting future generations with the seeds you sow. Be mindful that children, whether they are yours by birth or by influence, learn about my character through your actions and words. Allow the fruit of my Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control to flourish in your life, for such fruit testifies more loudly than any sermon. Invest in the next generation by modeling a life that trusts me through thick and thin, that prays fervently and loves sincerely. Believe that as you do, you deposit riches in heaven, forging an inheritance of spiritual wealth that surpasses anything temporal. I write a new chapter each day, inviting you to partake in my narrative of redemption and compassion, letting you witness miracles both large and small. Anticipate wonders, for those who keep their spirits open to my presence frequently find themselves surprised by my creative ways of intervening. Release the idea that I only move in predictable formulas. I delight in unveiling the unexpected, revealing my limitless nature to hearts that remain in awe. Praise me for the everyday mercies that sustain you, from the warm sunrise to the embrace of a friend, for these are glimpses of my affectionate watch care. Magnify the glory of my name in your personal testimonies, sharing your joy with others so they too might hope in me. I place my hand on your shoulder when you feel alone, reminding you that I never intended for you to traverse life as an isolated wanderer. I exist as a companion in every season, from the sunshine of success to the drizzle of disappointment, and even in the hurricanes of sorrow. You are not abandoned, not overlooked, not a face in the crowd, for I tune in to the unique frequency of your voice, longing to draw closer the moment you call. Welcome me into your solitude, your heartbreak, your laughter, and your mundane tasks, discovering how my presence transforms the ordinary into sacred encounters. Rest in the vow that I will never depart from you, nor forsake you. I hold you securely when nightmares of your past attempt to resurface, or when anxieties about the future threaten to overshadow the present. Find peace in the knowledge that I stand outside of time, already orchestrating tomorrow with the same precision and love that shaped your past. Do not fear the unknown, for I am intimately familiar with every corner of existence and promise to be your guide. walk boldly, free from the shackles of past regrets, forging ahead with the unwavering conviction that I restore what was lost and renew what was broken. Rejoice in the present moment, for it is a gift, a space where my joy can flood your heart if you remain open. I urge you to cast all your cares upon me, refusing to battle with anxieties that weigh you down, for I am well able to handle them. Know that no detail is too trivial, no heartache too small to bring to me in prayer, because I treasure your heart's freedom above all. Marvel at how my peace surpasses human understanding, settling into your soul like a gentle balm, mending rifts of turmoil and frustration. Call on me and I will answer, guiding you to solutions or simply providing a shoulder on which you can lean. Trust that my methods may differ from your expectations, but my outcome will always align with my loving nature. I encourage you to cultivate relationships within a community of believers, for unity amplifies the power of faith, offering protection and mutual support. Forsake not the fellowship that can spur you to grow, to share burdens, to laugh and cry together, reflecting the tapestry of my family. See your unique gifts as vital threads in this communal fabric, weaving unity and resilience that testify of my presence. When you stand together, mountains tremble and prayers ascend like sweet incense, attracting my favor in ways you might never see standing alone. Savor the synergy of collective worship, where hearts unite to exalt my name, and I make my habitation among them. I watch over every step you take, guiding you like a lamp unto your feet, so that even in the darkness you can progress with confidence. If you stumble, I rush to lift you, ensuring that no pit or obstacle defeats the purpose I have woven into your destiny. I strengthen your ankles so you can climb steep challenges, granting you endurance that surpasses mere human will. Do not lose heart if your journey feels slow, for growth often blooms in seasons of perseverance, shaping your character to reflect the fullness of my glory. Celebrate the progress no matter how small, for each inch forward is precious in my sight. I smile upon your pursuit of holiness, your willingness to align your lifestyle with my statutes, even when it costs popularity or comfort. Remember that your obedience, offered out of love rather than compulsion, brings great joy to my heart, lighting up the heavens with a testimony of devotion. Dismiss the condemnation that tries to slither in when you slip, for my forgiveness remains inexhaustible, and my grace is a daily anchor. Aim to walk uprightly, but also rest in the knowledge that I cherish a repentant heart more than hollow perfectionism. Grow daily in my likeness, for holiness is not a burden, but a liberating journey toward deeper intimacy with me. I remind you that my love knows no boundaries, that it hunts down every lost sheep until it is found, and refuses to let go even when you stray. Embody that same love in your interactions, risking vulnerability, offering second chances, and showing compassion where the world expects retaliation. Extend the fragrance of my kingdom by embracing the unlovable, advocating for the voiceless, and weeping with those who weep. Know that your capacity to love is multiplied when you dip into my reservoir of agape, discovering that my supply never runs dry. Display my heart, for you are my ambassador on earth, entrusted with representing the very essence of who I am. I am writing new possibilities in your story each day, reminding you that what was impossible in your own strength becomes achievable when empowered by my spirit. Welcome the stirring in your soul that tells you to dream big, to dare to believe that mountains move under the weight of prayerful faith. Envision blessings that go beyond your immediate circle, for I call you to impact your community, your nation, and even nations beyond your reach. Silence the naysayers with quiet confidence, letting your trust in me shine brighter than their doubts. Step onto the waters of the unknown with the assurance that I will not let you sink, for my arm is never too short to save. I instruct you to guard your heart diligently, for from it flows the springs of life, shaping your attitudes, decisions, and relationships. Close the door to bitterness and resentment, refusing to let them poison the purity I imparted in you. Choose forgiveness repeatedly, acknowledging that freedom is found not in holding grudges, but in releasing them. Cling to my truth above the clamor of worldly opinions, letting my word define your worth and direct your passions. Embrace a heart posture of gratitude, listing the blessings you often overlook, for gratitude is a shield that preserves your joy and deepens your sensitivity to my presence. I reveal to you that your prayers echo in the heavens, never returning void, igniting changes in both visible and invisible realms. Pray with authority, for you are my child, endowed with the Spirit that rose Christ from the dead, meaning my power courses within you as you petition on behalf of yourself and others. When you pray, envision seeds being planted in fertile soil, soon to break forth into tangible breakthroughs and transformations. Boldly approach my throne, confident in my welcoming grace, persistent until my answers become evident. Marvel at the synergy between your prayers and my sovereign will, culminating in the manifestation of my glory on earth. I place my everlasting arms beneath you, so you may lie down each night without fear, trusting that angels stand guard over your dwelling. Remember that I am your keeper, watching over you so that no harm befalls your spirit, even if trials affect your surroundings. Do not be anxious for tomorrow. I already hold it with the same protective care I demonstrate today. Focus on abiding in me, letting each breath you take draw in my peace, and exhale the tensions that threaten to suffocate your joy. Rejoice that I remain constant, a fortress you can rely on, unshaken by any turbulence in this shifting world. I comfort you when sorrow visits your heart, whether from loss, disappointment, or the weight of empathy for others' pain. Stand on the promise that I am close to the brokenhearted, that I heal wounds no medicine can touch, and that I crown you with beauty instead of ashes. When tears become your language, know that I interpret every drop, capturing them in my bottle, weaving them into a testimony of resilience. You do not grieve without hope, for I hold every life in my compassion, carrying the power to restore what was stolen. Entrust your grief to me, for I exchange mourning for the oil of gladness, granting you solace that endures. I guide you gently toward the future, reminding you that my plans for you are marked by hope, not despair, and that your tomorrows will witness the fulfillment of my word. Evoke images of new horizons blossoming in your spirit, where old limitations crumble under the weight of my possibility. Do not cling to the illusions of your past failures. Let them fade under the luminous sunrise of my redemptive might. Feel the stirring of fresh vision in your heart, for it signals that I am opening new chapters, calling you to higher ground, entrusting you with fresh responsibilities. Rise with the assurance that I, who began a good work in you, will indeed see it through. I offer you a permanent place in my heart, reaffirming that you are not an orphan left to wander, but a cherished child in my household. Know that nothing separates you from my love, neither tribulation, nor distress, nor peril, nor any power, seen or unseen. Cling to that truth when your mind wrestles with guilt or condemnation, for my grace has covered you with a righteousness that stands before me spotless. Rest in my fatherly affection, aware that my embrace welcomes you home day after day, no matter how far you feel you've strayed. Gaze upon my unchanging love with childlike wonder, for my devotion remains the same through all ages. I bless you with the knowledge that my promises endure, unaffected by time or circumstance, ready to be received by those who approach with faith. Recollect the testimonies of centuries past. Seas parted, walls crumbled, giants fell, and fiery furnaces lost their sting, all because my people trusted in my name. Imagine how my promises remain active, ready to manifest in your generation, turning ordinary individuals into heroes of faith. Express gratitude even before you see tangible evidence, for praising me in advance aligns you with the realm where miracles ignite. Anticipate wonders beyond your comprehension, for I am the same God yesterday, today, and forever. I pour out blessings upon your household, your endeavors, your relationships, and your longing to leave a meaningful legacy. Receive these blessings with open hands, acknowledging that my generosity extends not for your sake alone, but so you may be a channel of goodness to others. Uplift your community by radiating the kindness and empathy I have lavished upon you, sowing seeds of hope that I will multiply. Witness the expansion of my kingdom in your midst, not merely through sermons, but through acts of love that testify of my heart. Magnify my name through your daily living, for that is true worship, living as a conduit of my love and truth. I commission you to walk forward with courage, free from paralyzing fear of the unknown, for I guide each of your steps on paths of righteousness. Let my peace rule in your heart, so you will not be swayed by the turbulence of external circumstances, but remain anchored in my steadfastness. Greet every new day with expectancy, greeting challenges not as threats, but as platforms for my grace to shine. Stir up the gifts I have placed within you, unleashing them to bring healing, wisdom, and joy wherever you go. Look ahead with unwavering faith, for your journey is assuredly crowned with my promises. I call you to be a shining example of my love, glowing brightly in a world that often gropes in shadows of selfishness and division. Choose to stand for truth, to extend mercy even when it's countercultural, to sow unity where strife abounds, and to exemplify hope when despair knocks at every corner. Seize opportunities to speak life, to build bridges, and to mend hearts that are torn by past hurts. Do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you do not lose heart, and I am the one who rewards all acts done in my name. Live as a beacon, pointing the lost toward my open arms, ensuring no one misses the invitation to fellowship with me. I declare my affection once more. No matter where you journey, no matter how high you climb or how low you sink, my love remains constant, immutable, and passionately directed toward you. Remember that I loved you before you even knew my name, and I embraced you while you were still searching for purpose, and nothing will alter this everlasting bond. Find confidence in that reality, letting it infuse you with boldness to face whatever each day brings, confident that you are treasured and protected. Hear my words, now as I vow that I will never retract my devotion, never withdraw my presence, never cast you aside. Take joy in this knowledge, for it is the greatest anchor to your soul. I extend my blessing over you and your family, speaking peace into your home, unity into your relationships, and provision into every need that arises. Lift your head, for my goodness follows you, overshadowing every shortfall, ensuring that abundance is accessible according to my riches in glory. Breathe freely, no longer restricted by the burdens you once carried alone, for my grace covers and upholds you in every circumstance. Amplify your praise as you go forth, aware that you tread on ground I have prepared, armed with my favor and overshadowed by my steadfast love. Rejoice because your story converges with my eternal plan, forging a testimony that will echo through generations. I invite you to step into the days ahead with unwavering confidence, certain that I walk beside you as friend, father, mentor, and protector. Await wonders that I have tucked away in the future, blessings that will unfold in perfect timing, revealing my intricate care. Seek my face continually, acknowledging that I hold answers to questions you haven't yet formed, solutions for problems you haven't yet encountered. Relish the growth, the transformation, and the revelations that lie just around the corner, for I have orchestrated a destiny shining with promise. Look ahead with expectation, because the path before you is woven with my love, ensuring that truly the best is yet to come.